Right at the end of September, Kings Island dropped a bombshell on all of us announcing that Vortex would be retired at the end of October. What makes this even more shocking is the fact that Kings Island just removed another roller coaster, Firehawk, last year. Cedar Fair made a statement a couple years ago that they plan to remove various rides and attractions throughout their chain that are either not popular or high maintenance. Cedar Fair has held up on this promise and has currently removed 3 roller coasters in the past 2 years. My assumption is that the body count will not slow down and we might see some cult favorites getting the axe. In this video, I will discuss which roller coaster is most likely to be removed within the Cedar Fair chain. I will give you one prime candidate per park for removal. There are a couple parks here that I think that are safe for now, which I will point those parks out. Please remember this is all speculation and nothing said here is considered confirmed sourcing. Alright, let's get to the list. Starting off with some of the smaller parks first, Dorney Park, which is located in Allentown, Pennsylvania, currently has 7 roller coasters. According to my opinion, this park will be safe and I anticipate no roller coasters to be removed. However, Demon Drop, which some consider to be a roller coaster, is a higher maintenance attraction, could be facing the chopping block in the near future. Our next park in the lineup, Michigan's Adventure, located of course in Michigan, is considered to be the black sheep of the Cedar Fair chain. Looking over the coaster lineup, I'd say that this park has a few options that could get the cut in the near future. Corkscrew, the park's arrow looping coaster, could be facing the axe soon, as it seems these types of coasters are less popular with a GP, and I think Cedar Fair is starting to focus on arrow coasters and wanting to remove them. Another contender at Michigan's Adventure will be Wolverine Wildcat. I don't know if it's a bad wooden coaster or not, but I'm taking a wild guess that this could be a contender. Worlds of Fun, which is located in Kansas City, Missouri, should be safe for now. Looking over their coaster lineup, the only one I could see getting removed would be Timberwolf, but the park recently did modifications to it in 2018, so I assume it will be safe for now. Valley Fair, which is located in Minnesota, has a couple options for removal. Corkscrew, their arrow looping coaster, could be on the chopping block, since it is older than Vortex currently is. The one that I think is in most danger of being removed is Xcalibur, the park's unique mine train coaster. This roller coaster has been channeling through the rumor mill for some time, saying it's going to be removed for future water park expansion. This has yet to happen, but if we were to believe the rumors, I'd recommend getting over to Valley Fair and ride this cult favorite attraction before it is gone forever. Time to travel over to the West Coast, starting off with California's Great America, located in Santa Clara, California. I think this park has 2 options for removal. Grizzly, the park's wooden coaster, has been considered a prime candidate for the RMC treatment. Cedar Fair has been paying a lot of attention to this new and upcoming park, so ripping out a less popular wooden coaster for a modern hybrid sounds like a no-brainer. Demon, another arrow looping coaster, is also on the list of rides that could be removed as keeping with the Vortex vibe. This is an old rigid looping coaster that I hear isn't that popular. Knott's Berry Farm, located in Buena, California, has a few rides to consider for removal. To start things off on a sour note, Montezumas Revenge is an old flywheel launching shuttle coaster by Schwarzkopf. This coaster has a decent fan base, so it would be sorely missed, but the technology on this thing is definitely past its prime, so it could be contender for removal. Next, another fan favorite, Xcelerator. This hydraulic launching coaster by Intamin is beloved coaster in the coaster community, most notably for its intense launch. This ride, like many of the hydraulic launching coasters, faces a lot of downtime. It's possible that Xcelerator could face a breakdown that would cause the park to throw in the towel. The final coaster, which is the one I'm putting my money on, is Jaguar. This family steel coaster is also another fan favorite in the park. Unfortunately, Knott's Berry Farm doesn't have land to work with, so if this ride starts to dwindle in popularity, it could be removed for a modern family coaster of sorts. Honestly, none of these choices are good picks. Many of the coasters at Knott's are on my bucket list, so I'd hate to see them go before I get a chance to ride them. Heading north of the border, Canada's Wonderland has a plethora of coasters that could be removed. First, there's Bat, one of the original boomerang coasters. Then there's Dragonfire, an old arrow looping coaster. Mighty Canadian Minebuster, a wooden coaster by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. Thunder Run, a powered steel coaster by Mack Rides. Time Warp, a flying coaster by Zamperla. This thing is considered one of the worst coasters on the planet. Vortex, a suspended coaster by Aerodynamics. Unfortunately, these models are past their prime, so it is possible that we could see this roller coaster model vanish off the face of the earth over the next 10 years. Finally, we have Wilde Beast, which is another PTC wooden coaster. Either Wilde Beast or Mighty Canadian Mindbuster would be good choices for the RMC treatment. Next, let's go down to Richmond, Virginia to take a look at King's Dominion. As much as I would like to say this park is safe, I really don't think the coaster slaughtering is completed here at King's Dominion. Either Avalanche, the park's toboggan coaster, or Anaconda, one of the least favorite coasters at King's Dominion, are possibles for removal. These two are very tricky to pick from because Avalanche is located right next to Volcano, which was removed last year, and removing Avalanche would open up a lot of space. However, there was a rumor floating around that Anaconda was actually on the chopping block to be removed already, so that's always a contender as well. Expect to see one of these two coasters get removed in the near future. Traveling down to Charlotte, North Carolina, Carowinds may have a few coasters that could face extinction soon. First, there's Hurler, a wooden coaster that is basically a clone of Hurler that was at King's Dominion. We could see this wooden coaster getting RMC'd. Carolina's Cyclone, another aero looping coaster, is always a contender for removal. Nighthawk, one of the last remaining Flying Dutchman coasters in operation, could be removed since it's a heavily involved maintenance nightmare. Similar to Firehawk, which has been demolished, Carowinds might get sick of their flying coaster and throw in the towel. Another possibility could be Carolina Goldrusher, which is an aero mine train coaster. Personally, I think the other picks would be removed before the Carolina Goldrusher gets axed. Heading now over to Ohio, Kings Island, located in Mason, Ohio, has two more roller coasters that I think could be gutted in the near future. First, it's Invertigo. This inverted boomerang coaster is known to be a maintenance hassle, so I wouldn't be surprised if this model gets removed soon. Next, which is a roller coaster that I greatly love, Bat. This is a suspended aero coaster that might be reaching the end of its operational life. As much as I hate to see it go, I think it's a real possibility that Bat could take its last flight in the next few years. Moving to the other end of the state, Cedar Point, located at Sandusky, Ohio, is the capital of Cedar Fair. Only the best for the point, so it'd be no surprise if we see some of their older attractions getting the boot. I think there are three coasters here that could be in real danger of being removed. First, there is Corkscrew, the classic aero looping coaster, and it's not that great of a ride and hasn't been a popular coaster for some time. Every time that I visited the point, the coaster has been a walk-on. Corkscrew doesn't take up much space, so removing it isn't going to allow many options for expansion. Next, we have Iron Dragon, another suspended coaster by Aero. Just like Vortex and Bat, this is an aging coaster model that has reached the end of its life. Similar to Corkscrew, this ride doesn't take up much land, and removing it doesn't give you many options to replace it with. My last pick will be Cedar Creek Mine Ride, an aero mine train coaster. This family attraction may be somewhat enjoyable, but it takes up a lot of land and isn't that popular. If I were a betting man, I think Cedar Creek Mine Ride is the next coaster at Cedar Point to get the axe. Okay, I just gave us a lot of contenders at each park of coasters that could be removed. If I were to narrow down this list to one per park, here are my choices. Dorney Park is safe for now, unless we see Demon Drop getting removed in the near future. Michigan's Adventure, Corkscrew. Worlds of Fun, another park that is safe for now. Valley Fair, Xcalibur. California's Great America, Grizzly with the RMC treatment. Knott's Berry Farm with the possibility of Jaguar getting removed. Canada's Wonderland just knocked down half of their coasters and start over. Since that's not happening, Time Warp. King's Dominion, Anaconda. Carowinds, Nighthawk. Kings Island, I'm going to go with Bat. I know it's controversial, but I have a feeling that this could go before Invertigo does. I mean, we all thought Vortex wasn't going to be going anywhere, but, well, here we are. Cedar Point, Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Wow, this was very hard, but unfortunately, I think all these picks are real possibilities. I hate to see a few of these go, especially something like Xcelerator or Bat, one of my favorite coasters at Kings Island, but if Cedar Fair is really cleaning house, the pain is only going to get worse over the next few years. So out of all these roller coasters, which one do I think will get removed first? That answer is a little tricky because I'm hoping some of these roller coasters get RMC'd before we see another roller coaster get completely removed. But I'm thinking Cedar Creek Mine Ride at Cedar Point is a good contender to be removed next, because they'll open up some good land there at Cedar Point to build a new roller coaster. Regardless of which one I think is going to go first, if there was a roller coaster on today's list that you really want to ride, I recommend heading over there and checking it out soon, because next year might be its last. Well, that was my list of roller coasters within the Cedar Fair chain that could be facing the X. Let me know in the comments which coaster you think could be getting removed soon. As always, please make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content coming your way by X Scream Thrills.